Welcome to LMU Community TV News. I'm Allison Barnett. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a look at the stories we have for you today. A Tazewell woman is dead after police say she was struck by a vehicle while crossing the highway. WRIL reports that officers with the Tazewell Police Department were dispatched to a motor vehicle accident on Highway 33 directly in front of Cat Daddy's Market Thursday evening. According to police, Barry Murdoch of Broadland, Virginia was traveling northbound in the fast lane when he struck 19-year-old Kayla Pace. Pace was confined to a motorized wheelchair and was attempting to cross the 4-lane highway when she came into the path of Murdoch's Nissan Murano. Reports state that Murdoch was unable to avoid the collision. Pace was transported to Claiborne Medical Center by EMS and later pronounced dead. The Bell County League of Women Voters held their final candidate forum on Thursday at Middlesboro City Hall. Mayoral candidates Bo Gree and Rick Nelson yielded questions from the moderator about dilapidated buildings, the homeless issue, and several other concerns within the city. Nelson focused on his experience as state representative and the issues with the city's budget. Green cited his experience running a business with a large budget and his time as a member of the city council. Here are the closing statements from both candidates.
Again, I want to thank everyone out here for coming. I see a lot of concerned faces, as I'm concerned as well. Middlesboro is an important city. It used to be the biggest city, I was told by my father. He's told me lots of stories, between Knoxville and Lexington. We used to be the focal point of southeastern Kentucky. We've lost that somehow. We've lost that to Corbin, Morristown. When I was little, they were the same size, about the same. Somehow we've been passed up. Pineville's being more active as us. The city of Middlesboro deserves better than that. That's why I decided to run for mayor. I've got a lot of support in this community. I want to thank everybody that has helped me as part of my campaign. I've had a lot of people out helping me. I want to thank my family. My sisters have all helped me. My brother-in-law, my future brother-in-law, my nieces and nephews, my parents. And I also want to thank my wife. She might be a little crazy. We got married a month ago, moved, finished some projects for Green Construction, and she agreed to campaign instead of going on a honeymoon. I can't say thank you enough, but that's how much she cares about this community as well. I'd like to say, since I've been involved, our city's going backwards. With all due respect, my opponent's been in a position, state rep, to help this community, and the facts do not support that we're going in the right direction. So as your mayor, I will give it my best effort to turn that around, and I appreciate your vote on November the 6th. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Nelson, please begin your statement.
Yes, I want to respond to what Mr. Green said. You know, I think he took a swipe at me for bringing in $13.5 million to the city. And part of it's going to him on his construction company for doing the thing. And what I want to bring to you, and I wasn't going to say anything, but since he opened the door, you know, you can complain about all these problems, but when you've had 8 years to make an impact and have not done anything, I don't think you should be taking a swipe at anybody for bringing $13 million to the city. Now, let me make my closing statement. I want to ask for each and every one of you's vote. I have the experience, the know-how, and I have the desire, and I'm not afraid to make tough decisions. And the budget is the most important decision that we're going to have to make, and I can do the job. I have proven, I think, campaigning that by going to 80% of Middlesboro that we're interested and that we're willing to work. So I want to ask you to vote for me. Again, the campaign's about over, and I appreciate each and every one of you that supported me, and I'd like to ask for your vote on November the 6th, and we thank you very much.
The general election will be held on November 6th. A Lee County man was sentenced to over 50 years in the state penitentiary on Thursday after a jury found him guilty of committing sex crimes. According to a press release, Dwayne Maness was found guilty on 1 count of object sexual penetration and 1 count of aggravated sexual battery. The jury sentenced him to 70 years in prison. During the 4-day trial, the Commonwealth Attorney's Office presented testimony and forensic evidence that Maness sexually assaulted the victim in his truck on June 26, 2016. Virginia State Police Special Agent John Santola performed the investigation and was assisted by the Lee County Sheriff's Office. Following the verdict, Lee County Commonwealth's Attorney H. Fuller Cridlin released a statement saying, "I commend all the law enforcement officers, nurses, and forensic scientists involved with the investigation in this case. This was a complicated case with a lot of moving parts, and putting the case together was not easy. I also want to thank the jury who carefully listened to evidence and argument for 4 long days." Cridlin says the verdict will likely amount to a life sentence for Maness. A Middlesboro man is behind bars after police say they found drugs inside his apartment on Wednesday. According to the press release, a search led police to the residence of 41-year-old Jerry Markham at Bella Gardens. After receiving consent to search, officers found a baggie containing 17.8 grams of suspected methamphetamine, a baggie containing 6.5 grams of suspected meth, and one 4.5-gram rock of suspected meth. Police say they also found a bundle of cash totaling $2,460, a ledger with dates and money values, 2 sets of scales, multiple empty baggies, a bundle of cash totaling $217, and 9 counterfeit $100 bills. Police arrested Markham and charged him with first-degree trafficking a controlled substance, possession of drug paraphernalia, and 9 counts of first-degree criminal possession of a forged instrument. He's being held at the Bell County Detention Center. Now let's take a look at your community calendar of events coming up over the next couple of weeks. The Bell County Historical Society is partnering with Discover Downtown Middlesboro and other area local businesses to present Nightmare on 20th Street from 5 to 9 p.m. on October 27th. The theme this year is Halloween Carnival. The event is free to the public and is encouraged to come in a costume. There will also be haunted house, inflatables, TNT stables, trunk or treat, games, food, and more. Cumberland Chapter number 170 of the Order of the Eastern Star will have a turkey dinner from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. on November 4th at Martin Station Masonic Lodge on Dr. Thomas Walker Road, 1 mile west of Rose Hill, Virginia. Menu will be turkey, drinks, and dessert. Cost is $9 for adults, $6 for ages 5 to 12, and 5 and under is free. Carry-out meals are $9, and proceeds will benefit the Scholarship Fund. That was your community calendar. We're now moving on to your LMU Community TV News 5-day weather forecast. Saturday is expecting to have some showers to start off the morning, and the high will be 48 degrees with a 40% chance of showers. As the day progresses, the temperature will remain the same, and the chance of showers will decrease to 15%. Looking at your 3-day planner, Sunday will have a 40% chance of showers in the afternoon with a high of 63 degrees. Monday will be partly cloudy with a high of 59. Moving to your 5-day, Tuesday will be mostly sunny with a high of 67, and Wednesday will be mostly cloudy with a high of 68. Now's a quick recap of your 5-day forecast, but stay with us. As coming up after the break, Brandon Burke will be bringing you your sports report right here on LMU Community TV News.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shields, and I'm a physician and the medical director at LMU Medical Clinics. This is a brief announcement about keeping LMU and you healthy during the upcoming flu season. Influenza, or flu for short, is a virus that causes fever, body aches, and upper respiratory symptoms like cough, runny nose, and sore throat. It is transmitted through the air and can even be spread on objects touched by someone who has the flu. The virus spreads easily from person to person and is most active from October through March. There are 3 things you can do to prevent becoming ill with the flu. First, get vaccinated. The most effective way of preventing the flu is to get the flu vaccine every year. The vaccine does not give you the flu or make you sick. The vaccine may not be 100% effective, however, it does offer significant protection and lessen the symptoms should you get the flu. The CDC recommends everyone 6 months and older be vaccinated before the flu season begins. Number 2, wash your hands. Stop the spread of germs and protect yourself with frequent hand washing with soap or alcohol-based hand sanitizer. And third, if you are sick, stay home. Should you become ill with flu-like symptoms of fever, sore throat, cough, limit your contact with others. Schedule an appointment as soon as possible with LMU Medical Clinic or your healthcare provider. There are antivirals that may be indicated if started within 48 hours of symptoms. Stay home until you are fever-free for 24 hours without over-the-counter medications like Motrin or Tylenol. I'm Dr. Shields, and this has been a brief announcement about keeping LMU and you healthy during the upcoming flu season.
What do we know about learning? It takes place beyond the pages of a book. We learn by exploring, by trying new things, by connecting, by sharing. We learn by taking chances and dreaming big. At Lincoln Memorial University, learning is beyond the books. It's everywhere.
Guess what? I have some news for you. There's free food right there, junk food. You see that truck? Oh, jeez. It's a 2 Michelin star chef. All for free, ladies and gentlemen. All for free.
Here we have a panzanella with summer vegetables and pesto. Enjoy. How we doing?
So what do you got going on underneath that plate there?
This food is really about to be thrown away.
Yeah. Really?
Is there something wrong with this food? Where did you get it from?
From farmers markets. They put aside the ugly vegetables and the ugly fruits.
Carrot top, soft avocados. It was all food that was going to be discarded.
Even the drink you had is made from like a little bruised peach. Did it taste a little bruised?
Great. It's good.
The average person throws away 24 pounds of food a month.
That's a lot.
Isn't that a lot? Go visit savethefood.com for more information. Thank you. Junk food time!
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back. Wednesday afternoon was a big one for both LMU soccer programs, away from home, visiting Charlotte, North Carolina for a South Atlantic Conference doubleheader against the Queens Royals, hoping to climb into the top 4 of the league standings with the regular season closing this weekend. Lincoln Memorial went 2 for 2 in their sack pursuit over the Royals, capped off by a Lady Rail Splitter 1-0 victory, achieving yet another milestone in head coach Sean Frazier's second campaign. LMU's defense was spectacular once more on Wednesday for their efforts in slowing down Queens' attack, recording their 8th shutout of the season, the most in the conference. The other side of the field is where Lincoln Memorial struggled somewhat despite outshooting the Royals 16-10. Not one of LMU's prior 6 shot-on-goal tries was successfully converted. That is until Maria Hernandez played hero in the 88th minute, avoiding extra time and striking the game-winning goal, the 3rd of the year for the junior midfielder, none bigger than there. The Los Angeles native found herself in the right place at the right time after a deflected Itzel Ballesteros corner kick, guiding the ball through the net from there to hand Lincoln Memorial their 10th win of 2018, the first time that the Lady Rail Splitters have reached the 10-win summit in 5 years, beating Queens for the 2nd time ever, the first since that same season in 2013. Just 2 seasons after slumping to a 3-win campaign in 2016, LMU is in peak form at the most important time of the year, moving to 6-3 in sack outings, holding sole possession of 3rd place in the league, holding the tiebreaker over both Catawba and Lenore-Rhine. As the regular season finale looms this Saturday at Newberry, the Lady Rail Splitters have already secured a spot in the postseason. It's just a matter of where that quarterfinal match will take place, and the 1 p.m. first touch with the Wolves will give us all the answers. Lincoln Memorial needs a victory over Newberry in order to stay inside the top 4, which would ensure a home match on Tuesday in the opening round of the SAC tournament. And with a little help from the rest of the league, LMU could finish the season as high as 2nd place in the division. Winners of 5 of their last 6, the Lady Rail Splitters prepared to close the season in style in South Carolina with a hopeful return to Harrogate for round 1 of the postseason. And if there were any doubts that the Lincoln Memorial Men's Soccer Club could hang with Queens on the road just 4 days removed from a stagnant 1-1 tie with Coker on Senior Day, the Rail Splitters put those questions to rest on Wednesday, knocking off the 2nd-seeded and regionally 5th-ranked Royals in their backyard, putting themselves in position to host a first-round conference tourney match with a 2-1 triumph in Charlotte. Last weekend against the Cobras, LMU was overwhelming in their shot opportunities with 30 in all, but would only convert 1 of those into a score. Against Queens, the Rail Splitters were not as dominant in total shots with a 12-8 edge, but they were phenomenal in shot-on-goal chances, a 7-1 advantage leading to 2 goals, 1 in each half. Both of those strikes came courtesy of senior Victor Perez, 1 early on and 1 late in tie-breaking fashion, getting LMU on the board in the 16th minute off an assist from Mateo Buffalo. Riding that 1-0 lead into intermission, Queens wouldn't go down without a fight, evening things up in minute number 70, and all of a sudden, feelings of deja vu came creeping back, Lincoln Memorial having seen this story unfold one too many times. Fortunately for the Blue and Gray, Perez ensured that no draw would be in order on Wednesday, landing his 12th goal of the season, the most in the SAC, on a 77th minute penalty kick, and the Rail Splitter defense held its ground through the rest of regulation, pushing LMU into the top 4 of the latest conference standings with a 5-2-2 SAC resume. Relentless in the 1-goal victory against the Royals, Lincoln Memorial looks to achieve the same fate as the women's unit, that being a conference tournament quarterfinal match from Harrogate. But first, they must take care of business on Saturday, battling the Newberry Wolves at approximately 4:00 p.m. in Part 2 of the divisional doubleheader. As both LMU soccer squads hit their stride with the postseason luring around the corner, you can find out how Lincoln Memorial performs at Newberry by visiting the official athletic website of the university, www.lmurailsplitters.com. And this coming weekend is going to be crucial for the Lady Rail Splitter volleyball team, ending a 4-game homestand and honoring the 5 seniors for the final 2 matches from the Mary Mars Gym on Friday and Saturday, meeting Mars Hill and Lenore Rhine in a highly important 48-hour stretch. 5 more dates remain on the 2018 schedule for Lincoln Memorial, meaning a 3-game road trip to officially close out the season. But first things first, LMU must prepare for all-out warfare against both the Lions and the Bears, the 2 teams immediately below them in the SAC standings, the Blue and Gray in 3rd at the moment, thanks to a 10-5 conference record. The last time we saw the Lady Rail Splitters in action last Saturday against the 2nd-seeded Trojans of Anderson, LMU's 5-match winning streak was snapped in only the 2nd home loss of the year, taking Anderson to the limit in a tough-to-swallow 5-set defeat. Having now had a full week to recover and get back in game mode, head coach Jenny Michaels' club looks for revenge on both their opponents this weekend, as Mars Hill and LR dealt Lincoln Memorial losses nearly a month ago, the Lions in 4 sets and the Bears in 3. Still slotted in 6th place across the Southeast Regional rankings, the Lady Rail Splitters begin the weekend at 7 p.m. on Friday, facing a Mars Hill club that is 5th in the SAC, a once very promising season starting to derail thanks to a 5-match losing streak for MHU. Not only that, but the Lions have not been competitive in the aforementioned streak, having lost 15 sets in a row. And the series history heavily favors Lincoln Memorial, especially at home, where LMU owns a 13-2 record over Mars Hill in Tennessee. The Lady Rail Splitters have edged the Lions in all 6 of their last meetings at home, but on Saturday afternoon against Lenore Rhine, LMU may be taking on a different beast. The Bears clocked in at 4th place in the SAC standings, enter the weekend having won their last 4, and let's not forget Lincoln Memorial struggles with LR as of late, with a 16-12 disadvantage all-time versus the Bears. The Lady Rail Splitters have come up on the losing end in 10 of the last 12 go-arounds in the series, but will look to turn that trend in the opposite direction, with the postseason on its way soon. As always, more information on Lincoln Memorial's endeavors as the season progresses can be found through LMURailsplitters.com, with the LMU Sports Network covering both contests there, and you can also check out the school's athletic webpage for further details on any team in this fall semester. It's another key Saturday slate of games for both the Kentucky Wildcats and the Tennessee Volunteers for Week 9 of the 2018 NCAA football season, both hitting the road and both facing off against SEC East competition. Coincidentally, UK's and UT's outings will be broadcasted by the SEC Network back-to-back, starting with 12th-ranked Kentucky's visit to Columbia to take on the Tigers of Missouri. Mizzou and quarterback Drew Lock have flown under the radar throughout the majority of the year, partly due to a 4-3 record entering Saturday, although competing heavily in their losses thanks to a high-octane offense. In contrast, Kentucky's defensive unit has been the Big Blues' primary game changer, exiting their bye week last Saturday for a grinded-out 14-7 victory against Vanderbilt, moving forward to 6-1 overall, next to a 4-1 conference distinction. With a date against Georgia locked and loaded for the first weekend of November, UK will try to stay on target in their SEC East matchup with the Tigers, kicking off at 4:00 p.m. At 7:30 on the same channel, 4-3 Tennessee attempts conference win number 2, although it won't be an easy task heading to the other Columbia in the SEC, South Carolina, to face the Gamecocks. USC holds a very similar resume to that of Missouri's in that they've been largely overlooked in the league due to a 3-3 overall record, and the Gamecocks will also be well rested off the heels of their bye. The Volunteers were brought back down to earth in Week 8 after playing spoiler against Auburn the week prior, falling to number 1 Alabama in Knoxville 58-21, UT's 12th loss in a row to the Crimson Tide. But this Saturday, the Big Orange will hit the reset button, having never beaten Carolina head coach Will Muschamp in the program's history. In Week 9 of collegiate football in the FBS world, both the Cats and the Vols await big-time conference tests in a hostile environment. And another race has passed, another sizable portion of the field has been cut, and it's time once again for the next event in the NASCAR Monster Energy Cup Series. Drivers preparing to start their engines at the Martinsville Speedway in Virginia, kicking off the first Data 500. Only 4 more green flags are on deck in the 2018 playoff, including this Sunday's opening lap in Martinsville. And after Chase Elliott's victory run-through last weekend at the Hollywood Casino 400 in Kansas, the field of 12 was then trimmed down to 8. Elliott squeezing in now at the halfway point of the safe area in 4th place. As we anticipate the green light for the first Data 500, the Chase standings read as follows. Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick, the 2 drivers that impressed the most over the regular season, stand as 1 and 2 respectively, with 2017's Cup champion Martin Truex Jr. hitting the number 3 spot, 1 above Elliott after his win at the Kansas Speedway. Clint Boyer, Joey Logano, Kurt Busch, and Eric Almirola are now in the danger zone as drivers 5 through 8, as this Sunday's race at Martinsville gets underway at 2:30 p.m., televised on NBC Sports Network. And that is all for sports heading into the weekend, but stay tuned as more LMU Community TV news is on the way right after this.
So we were walking to school. I started thinking about lunch. Mom packed me turkey and cheese.
She's
I really
smart.
want cheese pizza.
Sometimes her mind wanders.
We should have a sleepover.
I remember saying, Laura?
I think I heard Mom say something.
The sign says don't walk.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming.
I really hope she doesn't
I
have
really
another
hope I
bad
don't
day
have
at
another
school
bad day at
today.
school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
I like to eat apples and bananas. I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
One in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Thanks for watching LMU Community TV News. I'm Allison Barnett, and have a great weekend.